What is up, everybody? This is Dominic Ferry back with another video. I am a magician with over a decade of experience traveling all over the US and performing my magic. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best way and my most favorite way to make a coin appear and vanish. This is a performance I like to throw in if I'm doing like a street busking show or if I'm hired for a walk around event. This is my intro. Please enjoy as you guys watch the performance of this, and then right after I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how it's done. Let's get into it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little performance, and now let's move on to the tutorial of this. In the video, what I did was first produce the coin, and then I made the coin vanish. So let's first talk about the production. And you're getting the over shoulder angle, so that way you can see everything that's behind the scenes. The first thing that I do is I clip it in my thumb, like so. Very easy. You are going to essentially hold it in your dominant hand, right on your thumb, just like that, and just clip. Just pull down as if you're making a fist, right? You're just gonna hold it like that. Now from the front, even from the side here, from where you're looking, you can barely see it in performance, like that. You can pretty much get away with an over the head kind of shot or shoulder angle. Even as far as like right here, you can get away with it, but it's still pretty relatively hidden from most angles, especially from the front. So you can pretty much do this kind of 180. But anyways, moving on. The production is with your left hand or your non-dominant hand, you're going to draw a circle, almost as if you're taking the coin out of midair. You know, give it a little toss, make it feel real, and then place it back into the air, just like I did. And then you're going to hold your hand out like this, right? Coming in with the right hand, you're going to drop the coin essentially into the position of finger palm. And this is finger palm right here, where you do that same thing with the thumb, except with the rest of your fingers, right? So from the side angle, from all the other different angles, it's relatively hidden. Even if you like lay your hand down by your side, it's relatively hidden. And so you're going to essentially curl your fingers. That way when you come in, you can essentially drop the coin as you're moving your right hand forward. So you don't want to move your left hand back. You want to more so move your right hand forward. So your left hand will stay stationary and the right hand will come in, drop the coin off as you are reaching for that imaginary coin that you've just placed into the air. So from the very beginning, coin is in the position. You're going to draw the coin, you know, play around with it a little bit, place it back into the air, holding your left hand very casually into this position. You're going to come in with your right hand and, like I said, drop that coin off, and your thumb will contact the fingers right there. Your thumb will contact the fingers there to drop it off. And it's a very fluid motion. You don't want to pause, drop, and then move forward. It's a very fluid motion. You can see the coin there. The coin's not there. Coin's there now. So you want to make sure it's as fluid as possible. You're going to grab the coin, right? And then you're in a perfect position. From the front, you cannot see the coin. If I tilt a little bit more, you can see it. You don't want to keep it too far back because you want the audience to get the illusion that your hand is empty, all right, even though it's not. So this is as far as you can give it. And the way I like to imagine it is I want to imagine that not the knuckle, but maybe this part of the knuckle right here of my fingers is pointing towards their eyes. So I want to get it as close as I can without them seeing it. And you know what? Even if you go a little bit too far sometimes, coins are mostly reflective, so they will reflect against your hand. So even at this angle right here, you can see the coin, but moving around, it kind of blends in with your hand a little bit. So you can kind of get away with it. Obviously, you don't want to rely on it too much, but I've gotten away with it before. So the coin is in that perfect spot. You come in acting like you're grabbing that imaginary coin again. You're going to close your hand, essentially dropping the coin right into a position to grab it, right? And then when you reveal, the coin's there. So let's run it back one more time. It's in that thumb clip right there. You will imaginarily draw a line or a circle to make that coin appear. Play around with it, toss it in the air a few times, push it forward, place it in the air. Your hand comes back, casually grab the coin, right? And then you can close your hand and make the coin appear. It's a beautiful production. You can literally start by walking, maybe even talking to people a little bit. The coin it's there, it's clipped into your finger, and it's not going to go anywhere. Practice it a few times holding the coin there, maybe even go a few hours, doing some common things around the house. That way you can get a feel for what it's like to have that coin in your thumb. In performance, like I said, draw the circle, boom, it's, place it in the air, go in, grab the imaginary coin, and then boom, make it appear. So that is the coin production right there. Like I said, it's a very beautiful production to do. It's a nice intro to coin magic. Literally having what seems to be empty hands and making a coin appear. It's a beautiful production. But now let's move on to the vanish that I like to do. Okay, so this is the vanish part of the routine, and one that will give you a kind of closure on the routine if you so choose to do it. Both of these things that I'm teaching you, the production and the vanish, will obviously be separate illusions, but this is how I like to close it. So I like to have my left hand for this. You can use your right hand if you want. I can do it both ways, but I like the left hand to make it vanish, and you can already tell at this point that you will be clipping it right there. So essentially the coin is going to go right in the center of your hand, Like I said, you could do it in the other hand as well. Whatever your non-dominant hand will be best for it. But I've worked out the muscles in my left hand to be able to do this. I have muscle memory to be able to get it into that position. Not so much on the right hand. I could still get away with it, but I like the left hand using it better. But essentially what you're going to do is get it into the center of your hand. That way you're in a perfect position the coin is between the pad of your ring finger and pinky finger, right in that pad area right there, and this big muscle part, this big pad of your thumb. And essentially when you move your hand close together, when you're about to close your hand, you'll notice that it gets nice and tucked away in there. Now, that's if you're closing your hand. Now try, like I said, you're going to have to practice this a lot. Get used to having that feel of the coin in there. But essentially, it's like you're closing your hand, but keeping it still open at the same time. So it's nice and tucked away in there. I'm not the best at this. Other magicians are way, way better where they can really get their fingers stretched out as far as possible. But try to see if you can open your hand as much as possible without dropping the coin. So get used to that. Obviously, you will need dry hands for this. So like I said, it's in there in that position. Now, my mentor and very, very good friend of mine, Remy Connor, gave me a bit of advice when you're doing this sort of false transfer. Instead of just that, what he does and what I like to replicate is the fact of closing your hand and actually pretending to throw it by extending your fingers out. Because I mean, imagine if you're tossing a coin around, or even a ball, for example, your fingers are going to be crunched together into like, holding whatever object yours is, and then when you throw, your fingers extend. So the same should be applied for when you're tossing a coin. Your fingers need to curl up and release. And at the same time, you're going to close with your right hand. Now, obviously, like I said, some magicians like to just do that, and that is fine as well, but I love that bit of, convincer of like extending the fingers and maybe even kind of catching the fingers into the other hand to really solidify in their head, in the spectator's head, that the coin is really in there. So like I said, get into a feel of, over and over again. First, I would, my best advice would be, first practice with your left hand, getting into that, maybe do some common things like typing. Typing's a really good exercise on the keyboard whilst you have that coin in your hand, and you'll really get that muscle worked out nicely, so that way you can, in performance, easily have that coin in there. And obviously with the right hand, you're going to have to time it. You don't want to close your hand early. You don't want to close your hand too late. You want to get it like nice little flow there. And from the front, it really is, here, I'll try it again. It really is like a solid transfer. It's one of my favorite transfers to do and to perform. So let's go back to the very beginning of this routine, which is, like I said, the production. Let me wipe my hands a little bit, because like I said, you will be creating that moisture on your hands. So sorry, I can't even speak right now. It's important to have dry hands for this, and obviously wipe the coin as well. But coin is in that thumb position. Draw that coin out, play with that imaginary coin, place it into midair, and then, like I said, your left hand is already going to be into that position afterwards. You're going to reach in, grab the coin, and close down and produce the coin. And then I like to rotate it, place it right where it needs to be, execute the transfer, make it vanish. And that's literally all it is to this routine. Like I said, it's a perfect routine. In my opinion and in my eyes, I love to perform it every single chance I get if I'm ever using coins. So I highly recommend you practice this over and over again. The most important thing, obviously, is the thumb grip, and also this grip right here. You want to maybe even grab another coin and just do both of them at the same time. I think that would be very good practice. But yeah, like I said, practice that over and over again, and then perform it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media pages. I'm happy to help with any of that, any of those questions that you guys might have. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial bit. Like I said, work on it. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed that small little tutorial that I had to offer for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm hoping to make a schedule of Wednesday and Saturday posting, because I just got this new camera, so I'm very excited to be using it. But I'm planning on making a few street magic videos, some stage performance videos, so stay tuned for that, and definitely turn on those bells for notifications, so as soon as I post, you guys are right on top of it. But without further ado, guys, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.